Welcome to MST Systems YouTube channel, you fat sweaty messes. We're gonna go over today fasting because all you fucking cunts keep messaging me about fasting because you broke your boat. Oh, I can't speak. Because I've done some fasting, you all keep asking me questions on it, so now I've got to make a YouTube video on it. So, how can you implement fasting into your strongman routine for fat loss? So, if you are, disclaimer, if you are a open weight strongman, don't even watch the video. I'm going to do another video on how you can use fasting to be less of a fat, unhealthy, open weight mess. And that's going to help you a lot. Trust me, it's going to help you a real lot. It's going to help you live fucking longer as well. But today, we're going to talk about you guys or girls that are 90 kilo or you're 95 and you want to make 90, or you're 110 and you want to be 105. Or you just want to be a bit leaner, or this video's a mess, and you want to be a little leaner, or just be a little healthier in general. How can you fast? So, first of all, why do you want to fast? Well, fasting has many benefits. And one of the ones that's going to be the most beneficial to strong men and well, maybe not strong women so much, but strong men, is your diets are all shit. You honestly, strong man, your diets are a fucking state. And your insulin, you've got insulin resistance, babe. I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this video and you're a fat fucking mess strong man, you've got insulin resistance, you need to sort that shit out. So fasting is going to help sort your insulin resistance. Fasting is going to help stop your insulin resistance from fucking up your life. So first of all, the reason why you want to fast is going to get your insulin sensitivity back to where it should be. Now, what the hell does that mean? Well, basically, you've got your insulin and you've got your mTOR, right? And when insulin is spiked, mTOR is off. mTOR is basically what builds muscle, makes you strong. Okay, insulin's what makes you fat, all right? You don't want insulin all over the fucking shop all the time. You want it under control, and you want it to be utilized at specific times where it's going to benefit you, not all the time where it's just going to make all the food you eat go straight to your gut and to your fucking liver and make you a fat, unhealthy mess. So the reason why you want to fast is to sort your insulin sensitivity out. That's one of the best reasons to do it. Another one is most strong men have a terrible relationship with food, and they feel as though they need to eat to be strong. And I'm telling you right now, you don't. You don't need to eat to be strong. You just think you do. You're obsessed with eating. You think if you miss a meal, you're going to get weak. The amount of people that tell me, Shane, I had a terrible session, I missed my lunch, and then my training went shit. I'm like, mate, it has absolutely zero impact. It's nothing to do with that. I actually did an experiment with this. I fasted for 5 days straight. Your boy didn't eat any food for 5 days. I just drank fucking snake juice. If you ever watched the snake diet guy. I drank fucking snake juice and ate fucking ass for 5 days straight. And I benched. Stop laughing. Oh, I can't have a sat there in these videos, guys. I fucking drank snake juice and ate ass for 5 days. Stop laughing. I benched 200 kilos on the 6th day. My max bench was about 205 I think it was, and I hit 200 kilos, but the only reason I didn't go heavier was I felt a bit frail. I felt like some shit was going to snap off, I was so dehydrated and whatnot, but it proves that the strength is still there. Neurologically, I'm still an animal. So you don't need food to be strong. So fasting is going to help your insulin sensitivity, and it is going to improve your relationship with food by removing that barrier that makes you think that you need food to be strong. You don't. Now, how to implement it into your week so that you can get the most benefits out of the fasting, but also have good training sessions. So this is what I found, guys. This is not the be-all, end-all of how to fast and do strength training, by the way. This is just how I've done it myself and how I figured out is best for me. And I'm going to use the example of somebody who works a 9 to 5 job because that's the kind of average time, you know, people work nowadays, isn't it? So you go to bed at 11 o'clock, whatever. You wake up. Let's say you wake up at 7:30 in the morning. You get up, you have yourself a black coffee and a little bit of a water drink with some electrolytes in, no carbs, like electrolyte powder or whatever the hell you fucking have, just tablets, whatever's best for you, but some electrolytes and just some water with a black coffee. You then get on your fucking way to work. Work your day, maybe you work till 3 o'clock, I would say I would do it, and I'll break my fast at about 3 o'clock. So we're going to be training roughly, let's say we're training about 5:30. So it's about 3:30, break the fast, 2 hours before. 3:30. Now, we've not had anything in us apart from water and coffee since the morning. Obviously, between fucking 9 and 3, guys, drink some water and some more electrolytes and whatnot. I'm not trying to tell you to just fucking sit there and suck air. Drink your water and whatnot, stay hydrated. But when we get to 3:30, we need to break our fast and we need to eat something that's going to benefit our training session. So what I found best for me is a bowl of cream of rice that contains about for me personally, and the macros I need, about 60 to 80 grams of carbohydrate from cream of rice. I'll also put some whey isolate in there, and I will put some frozen fruit on top or some mixed berries or some shit. I'll also put a bit of yogurt on top and a little bit of honey. So let's break down what I'm telling you to eat. I'm telling you to eat some fast-acting, easily digestible glucose. I'm telling you to eat some really fast-absorbing source of protein. I'm telling you to get some fructose in there from the fruits and honey. And the yogurt is there, well, to be honest, as I like it. And it adds a bit more protein. But to be honest, it's just there because I like it. And it makes a nice little concoction. But the glucose-based cream of rice, the fructose from the fruit, and the honey and the protein from the whey isolate is a perfect meal to get straight in you. It's not going to bloat you. It's not going to take ages to digest. It's going to be straight into you. And yeah, it's a perfect way to break your fast to set you up for that training session. Now, once you're in your training session, I would advise that you go to contactsports.co.uk or com, whatever it is, and get yourself some Carb Drive. I always recommend my clients drink an intra-workout drink throughout their training session to fuel their training session. So I would advise you drink 1 to 2 scoops of Carb Drive during training, depending on your body weight. Let's say if you're over 90 kilo, 100 kilo, take 2 scoops. If you're under or around there, just take 1 scoop. I think it's about 25, 30 carbs per scoop. Now, once you're training on your Carb Drive, you can then finish your training session and finish that with a post-workout shake as well. I would have about 30 grams of cluster dextrin with some whey isolate post-workout as well. Again, adjust those grams depending on your body weight. And then you're basically getting home then at, I don't know, say fucking 7, 9, 8, 9 p.m., something like that. And this is where you would have your main big meal for the day. To which what I would do is however many calories you are on, depending on the goal you are looking to achieve, whether it be lose weight or gain weight or maintain weight, I would then basically eat those calories in a big meal at night. And this is how I utilize fasting myself, very similar protocol, to basically stay lean whilst adding tissue and strength to my body throughout, you know, the coming months. The reason why this lifestyle fits me really well is I'm a big fat knacker, okay, and I can eat a lot of food. And when I am in my fasted state, all my hormones, they're down, okay? My insulin is down, growth hormone is increased as well, and ghrelin is basically suppressed. And ghrelin is the hormone that makes you hungry. So for me, it's really, you guys might fit in this scenario. If I eat breakfast at, say, 7 a.m., then I am starving all day. So if I skip that meal and have caffeine, which will actually suppress your appetite as well, I can push my first meal back to say 3 o'clock, 3:30. Then when I eat that, even though I start to get hungry again, I'm in the gym before I know it, and basically I'm at the back end of my day before I even know you know, how many calories I've had. You know, I've basically got to the end of the day and I've got all these free calories to eat to basically fit into my diet. And since I've been doing that, I have been able to eat a little more free. I've been able to eat a little bit more shit, shall we say, whilst keeping my body weight under control, my appetite under control. But also, because of the way I'm structuring the food, I'm still getting the full benefit from training. What I find you don't want to do, guys, is fast in the morning and then get to your training session fasted, slug your way through training fasted at night, and then try and eat a big meal afterwards, because you're just going to repeat the cycle of feeling like shit in your training. I do it slightly differently to this because I actually don't have a fucking 9 to 5. I sit here and record videos and shit. So I wake up and then I'll go to the gym. So I do train fasted, but the days that I do train later on, because some days I just train later on, so the days I train later on, I always have that pre-workout meal of the cream of rice, because by the time I get to 3 to 5 o'clock area, I can't train fasted, you know, in that period of time. I need to make sure I've got a bit of carbs and a bit of fructose as well. So if your day is a little bit backwards, like mine usually, you can wake up, train fasted, and then if you want to, you can have a post-workout shake after training, if you wanted to. But remember, that's going to break that cycle, and you tend to get a bit hungry afterwards. So what I tend to do is I'll eat my first meal maybe 3 or 4 or 5 hours after training. Remember that anabolic window, it's not really true around that 30 to 40 minute area. Protein synthesis is actually elevated for up to 48 hours post training session. It's been studied. I can get you a link, you little fuckers. I'm not going to, but you can Google it yourself. But 48 hours post session, protein synthesis is elevated. Also, if you're a PED user like myself, you shouldn't really be too concerned with the elevated protein synthesis post session, because you're getting all those benefits 24/7 anyway from the anabolics that you're taking. Anyway, I have no idea if this video was helpful, but hopefully it kind of said some bit of information that you guys can use if you're wanting to get into fasting. Now, the things that I'm talking about today, they're all about how to control your body composition for a weight class athlete who's wanting to train and get stronger and add muscle tissue. I am going to do a separate video on fasting that's going to be a little more serious, and it's going to be on the health conditions like fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and visceral fat storage, which is a huge problem in strongman. And it's something that I'm going to try and put out a load of content on, guys, because if we can minimize the amount of visceral fat these open weight strongmen are gaining, well, not even open weight, just all strongmen are gaining, we can vastly improve the health and longevity of the athletes in our sport. And visceral fat gain is something that people need to understand, they need to be educated on. And the only way, guys, to help visceral fat quickly is via fasting application. So we're going to put a separate video out on that. This one's just on body comp. Hopefully it kind of helped. Hopefully you guys that keep messaging me about how can I implement fasting, literally this is how I would advise to do it. Although it was a bit of a fucking mess of a video, that is the correct information. Remember to go to mstsystems.co.uk, purchase anything you wish so my bank balance increases, and then come back to watch another video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well, you little fuck. There you go, love.